very carried away. Chris has just sat down
Like
and
ninjas.
he's just given me the poster for this year's CarFest because there's so many people.
Just
on
so
it.
don't forget.
So you don't forget the names.
So good.
It's like there's 27 bands. You know how? So we roll.
Sam Ryder, Beverly Knight, Jake
Richard
Shears,
Ashcroft,
Hula
Murs,
Shaker,
yes.
Reef.
UB40.
Yeah, Ollie Murs, UB40, Deacon
Damian
Blue.
Lewis,
Yeah,
he was
Johnny
on
H. Jazz.
Furnace
Great,
and the
isn't it?
Fundamentals.
For 20 quid for a kid, come on.
How on earth, so it's been going since 2011,
Yeah.
how on earth does it keep just getting bigger and better and more fun and more value for money?
You just get really good people to not sleep for a year who are good at their jobs and you just take all the credit. That's what you
Well,
do.
because Emily Evis is kind of your Obi-Wan, isn't she?
Yeah, so we started CarFest, like you say, we're 21 in, so we've done 21 of them. 21. So it's our 22nd this year. Every penny goes to charity, but you know that, and you've supported us loads over the years on this morning, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And, yeah, we did a few shows from Glastonbury for the BBC in the past, and I had breakfast with Emily and Nick Evis at the farm at Worthy Farm, and I said, you know, she said, how's the festival going? I said, it's going great, thanks. Any tips? She said, well, you know, you just to leave, you know, you sow all the seeds and then you water the seeds all year and then at the weekend you just leave it, don't you? I went, no, I get really busy at the weekend. She said, no, just let it be at the weekend. And ever since I've done that, it's just better.
Okay. Do you feel like you can enjoy it more because you're less frenetic?
Yeah, it's like prepping for an exam. It's probably a good idea. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you do much prep for your exams back in the day?
No, I didn't, to be honest. But the anxiety of not doing that, you know, it's better to learn the language before. Because, you know, you have a few beers and you all think you can speak French, you can't.
Yeah.
You just...
But you're willing to give it a go?
It's drunken French, isn't it?
Yeah, you're willing to give it a go.
Yeah, and I've learned that organising the festival is probably the best way, but I'm so grateful. Like I say, 22 in, and, well, 22 this year. So.
And is that first one, sorry, Kat,
Go on,
first one, am I right in saying it was in Richard and Judy's back garden?
Yeah.
In Cornwall?
Yeah.
So you
How did that happen?
With Moira Stewart in a horse box.
Of course it was.
It was.
Of course it was.
And the Yorkshire pudding in an air fryer.
Yeah. Go on, explain.
Well, no, because I wanted to do a family festival, and I wanted to call it Family Fest, but it was sort of too worthy for its own good. Yeah. I mean, that's what this has become. So CarFest is 7 festivals in one, and then at 4 o'clock every night, the bands kick off, right? So what happens is you get all these different things going on all day. You got like literally hundreds of acres, and you got Family Fest, Adventure Fest, you got Kids Fest, you got Retro Fest, you got Spa Fest, and now you got Star Fest. You know, so we have all this stuff going on all day, and then at 4 o'clock the bands kick in. And the best way to sell a ticket in the beginning, way back, was to sort of call it a car festival.
Yeah.
For loads of reasons, doesn't matter why, but it was.
The people who love cars want to come along and see a car.
Yeah, and they've got families and stuff like
Yeah.
this. So we get them to pay for the ticket and the family get in for free,
Right.
or the family has to put up with whoever's coming to the car festival. So then we put a load of stuff on for them, and that started growing, and now that's mostly that. We actually thought about changing the name, but...
Really?
Yeah, we thought, too like, I don't know.
But it's become known as CarFest.
Yeah,
Everybody knows what they're going to get.
But it's about 20% cars and about 80% everything else. The cars are really important, and Martin, who runs the cars, and it's at Jodie Scheckter's farm, who was the Ferrari world champion. But it's loads of other stuff as well.
Because it's also raising loads of money for amazing charity. It started off Children in Need, right?
Yeah, so we did 100% Children in Need, and then we did 50% Children in Need. It's still 50% Children in Need. All the charities are on the website. They're all UK charities. They're all kids' charities apart from one, which is My Black Dog, which is for mental health, which is a text thing for mental health, which is all awesome. But every single penny we've ever made goes to charity.
Which is almost 30 million now.
It's 25 million in counting, so it'll be 26, 27 at the end of this year. But it works out about just over £1 million per festival. So it's just great, it's great, it's great. It's not, maybe we could push it for more, but we want more people. Look, we want it to be a win-win. So as many people can afford to come as possible. So a third of the tickets are bought by 4 kids, but it's 20 quid a day for it.
Yeah.
It's 20 quid.
With all of that on offer.
Yeah,
it's a brilliant, fun thing to do.
CarFest.org. I'd love you to come. You're very welcome.
When is it? The 23rd,
It's August
25th
bank holiday.
of August?
August bank holiday weekend.
Do we get that off here? Do we get that off
How's it,
here?
by the way, how is it going?
It's amazing.
It's so fun.
We're loving it.
So you had your first run.
Yeah.
Like your first half term.
Do you know that we'd never worked together before?
Yeah.
We'd never done that. We didn't give it a go or anything,
No,
did
I
we?
knew Paddy very well.
Oh, that doesn't make
Not
any
as well as
difference.
Kat.
Well, Paddy knows Kat better.
Yeah.
Marginally.
But good energy meets good energy. So you had the first run, and in school terms, this last fortnight was your half term.
Yes.
So you'll never get your first holiday from your first run back again.
Yeah.
And so coming back today feels different, I bet, doesn't it?
Really
well,
fun.
I texted him and I said, I've actually quite missed you.
Of course.
It was a weird thing, because you're just kind of finding your feet.
Yeah.
And we
So
have been,
then we stopped.
and then we have a really
But we
nice
had a
time.
really lovely lunch You'll remember those lunches before we stopped for Easter holiday, which was a lot of fun.
with the gang?
Yeah, with the team here. And actually, you know, the response that we've had from all the viewers, and we know how important this show is to so many people at home watching. And, of course, we're learning the job on air.
But it's really similar to your Virgin Radio show as well, because I feel like on your show, you never know who's going to turn up. You never know what guests. It could be a therapist, it could be a professor, an author, an actor. And this is kind of
a lovely recipe,
a similar thing.
Well, it's a bit like being
life.
I think a show like this is a bit like being a tennis player, right?
Go on.
In as much as you do it so much, you sort of don't need to train, because you're on for 2.5 hours a day, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? And so by the end of the week, you've done, what, 12 and a half?
Yeah.
Because you don't do Fridays, do you?
No.
So it's, what is it, 10 hours a week?
Yeah, something like that,
That's loads, isn't it?
It is.
So if
Live
you do
telly.
1 hour a week, you know, then you've got to do 13 weeks to do what you do in a week.
Yeah.
So you're going to learn so much more so quickly. And that's why, same on The Big Breakfast, you know, 1 week in, we were 10 hours in.
Yeah.
You know, 3 months in, we were like nearly 100 hours in.
And the wonderful thing, Chris, is it's 40 years, I think, broadcasting for you. Gabby's still working, you know, that whole
Here's
thing.
the next 40.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, 40 years.
I used to listen to Chris when you were doing Too Much Gravy on Radio 1 on a Sunday afternoon. I'd be doing my homework.
Yeah.
And I would listen to you on the radio.
That show ran for 6 weeks.
Yeah, but I'd listen.
Yeah.
I'd love it.
Yeah, it was
I
fun,
loved
man.
it. I remembered it distinctly.
And were you all here for Saturday, for Anton Deck?
We weren't here.
one
We'd
of
been
them.
here a couple of weeks before, so when sort of Kat surprised the boys with what they were doing. But the scale of what they did, even the Saturday we were here, but last Saturday...
Everybody's raving about that show.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see it, but I'm going to watch it.
The scale of it
I'm
was...
gonna as well.
It was up there.
20 years, by the way.
By the way, can we just have a quick moment about the fact that you've left skid marks on our floor, on our studio
By
floor?
the way, they're the right kind of skid marks.
we need you to sign them, like you used to have to
we need
sign
to
the
put them
tip by
into
tip.
context, Ben, in case people can't see the car. No, you're very welcome.
See them there, just...
So, do you know where this car came from?
No.
No.
OK, so this car came from Anton Deck's last show. They were going to give it away, but they ran out of time.
Well, should we give it away?
So we're going to give it away now, is that what you're saying?
No, that's where I got it from. They just said you can use this and pretend it's the CarFest car. Of course you can.
Can you imagine if we just go back...
Is it true you actually started CarFest because you weren't eating bread?
Yeah, so I gave up bread for 40 days and 40 nights, but I love bread so much. Because it's hard not... So your brain doesn't recognise the word not. So if you say, I'm not going to do something, it ignores the word not and picks up on all the other words. So you've got to start doing something else, and then the bad habit falls away.
Right.
So I thought, well, let's organise a festival.
Well, thank goodness you
21
did.
And you still... Did you go back to the bread, though?
Yeah, of course. I
Got back to the bread.
I'm off the
yeah.
booze.
Off the booze for a year. That's something else we need to talk about. Lovely to see you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
This is amazing.
CarFest is the 23rd to the 25th of August, and tickets are available now.
Yeah, carfest.org. Even if you can't stand the sight of me or the sound of my name, just have a look at the website. Please come.
It's an amazing...
Excellent.